wanted to, I wanted to go with 1 John 3, 14, and 15.
Okay.
It said, "Do not be surprised, my brother, if the world hates you. We know that we pass from death to life because we love our brothers. Anyone who does not love remains in death. Anyone who hates his brother is a murderer, and you know that no murderer has life in him." So, because some people, like if somebody, because I do Facebook Live Bible studies,
Yeah.
and if somebody questions me with that, they use it, some of those scriptures, I can't say against you, but how do you answer that? I just want to hear your take on that.
Sure. Okay, Mark. Thanks for that question. It's a great one. I mean, 1 John is a book of contrasts, right? We work our way through 1 John, and we see things like light contrasted with darkness, and life contrasted with death, and love contrasted with hate, and righteousness contrasted with sin, and God contrasted with the devil. All of these contrasts are in 1 John. So here we are seeing one. In fact, we're really seeing two contrasts at the same time in this passage that you highlight. We're seeing death contrasted with life, and we're seeing love contrasted with hate. And so what John is trying to do is help these believers identify each other and then identify imposters. He's trying to help the believers recognize the deceivers. And so throughout the letter, he's helped them in a number of ways. Some people might deny that Jesus has come in the flesh. Well, they're not of God. Some people are denying that sin even exists. Well, they're not of God. They don't have the truth in them. And then here, if there's an innate, inherent love for believers, well, that's a sign that Christ lives in you. So if you as a Christian hate the church, well, that's an impossibility. That's what he's saying. You might get annoyed by a Christian friend. You might get annoyed by somebody that's a believer because they leave the food out on the counter, or because they need to use more deodorant, or because they're a close talker, or because of who knows what reason, right? There's lots of annoying tics about people, but that's different from hating the church. So my guess is, since you're a believer, what this verse would mean to you is that you have an innate, inborn love for the body of Christ. And you do. There you are, live streaming, doing Bible studies online. You want to feed the church. And that's a beautiful thing. Why? Because you care for the body of Christ. Where did you get that love? You got it when God poured out his love into your heart, Mark. That's where it comes from. But have you noticed there are people who just plain hate Christians? I mean, they're ready to say, let's be tolerant and let's be open-minded. Oh, let's tolerate Islamic ideas, Muslim ideas. Let's tolerate other cultures, and let's tolerate other lifestyles. But when it comes to Christians, well, we don't want to tolerate that. And so, there's even contradictions in that. Let's tolerate sexual choices, other lifestyles, homosexuality, and let's also tolerate Muslims. But wait a minute, Muslims don't seem to tolerate homosexuals. At least in the Quran, it's condemned. So they're contradicting themselves when they say, let's tolerate this and tolerate that. Nevertheless, they go toward those tolerances. But when it comes to Christians, there's something peculiar there. They just don't seem to like us. There's even, you could say, a hate, an inborn hate. And so where does that come from? It comes from the enemy. And so this is a book of contrasts. He's contrasting believers and deceivers. This is not about a Christian needing to wake up on Monday and measure their love. Do I love enough? Do I love enough? Am I really saved? Oh, wait a minute, I said something that was not nice. Maybe I've lost my salvation. No, this is not about engaging in the paralysis of analysis every day, getting out a measuring cup, trying to measure your love for other people. This is about love versus hate. It is clear. There's no gray area here. I mean, it's clear as day. It's love for the church versus hate for the church. So let that be the criteria. That's the criteria that John presents here. and it's designed to show the church at that time who the deceivers were. So, Mark, I hope that helps as you think about that passage and continue to study 1 John chapter 3. Thanks for your call tonight. Thanks for your encouragement too, my friend. Reach out to us again anytime. We'd love to hear from you.